Hey drivers, Dr. Nuesse here again, and today we are talking about money, specifically how much you should be paying for your DOT physical. So, I'm going to break this video down into a couple different parts. We're going to cover first, how much does the average driver actually pay for their DOT physical, and how much should you be paying for your DOT physical. Number two, is insurance, private insurance, Humana, Blue Cross, United Healthcare, are any of the big insurance companies going to cover the cost of the DOT physical? And then finally, a couple of ways you might be able to actually get your Department of Transportation physical done cheaper. Okay, let's get right into it. All right, so first things first, let's talk about how much different companies are actually charging. Let's pull the curtain back and show what they're charging for the DOT physical, and I'm going to pick big national brands first and kind of work my way down to some more local companies or independent providers that do DOT physicals. All right, so I called a couple of the big national brands. You might have heard of these. The biggest, the one that does probably the most, has the most contracts with the most companies, the big companies, is Concentra. They do a whole bunch of different services, occupational health services, but they do Department of Transportation physicals as well. So I called, and this may be adjusted a little bit depending on where you live, and maybe a little higher or a little lower. This is in the Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky area. I called the Concentras around my office, and they are charging exactly, she gave me to the cent, $113.51. So $113.51 to get your DOT physical done at Concentra. And again, that could move just a little bit higher or lower depending on your location. All right, I also called the CVS Minute Clinic, another really big national brand, the Minute Clinic in CVS. They are currently charging $109 even. And then I also called a couple of the urgent cares in my area as well, and they were charging $112 on average. So somewhere in the $110 to $115 range is what I was getting from kind of the big national companies. Okay, and then I just looked on the Department of Transportation website, the provider website, and picked out a few providers that were independent. And I got anything from, again, $115 all the way down to as low as $85. So $85 in my area seemed to be the lowest that I could find anyway from any provider that I could get information from. So $85 to $115. So really big spread there. But again, $100, $110, $115 seems to be what about most people are charging. So that's probably around what most people are paying. What should you actually be paying? Okay, so how much should you be paying for your DOT physical? Well, I think, in my opinion, is that you should never pay more than about $100 for your DOT physical. I think anything up to $100 is reasonable, but anything over that seems a little unreasonable to me. Now, these big companies, Concentra, CVS, things like that, they're going to have contracts with big trucking companies, so they can basically charge whatever they want. But if you're self-paying, if you're paying for your own Department of Transportation physical, I don't think there's any reason to pay anything more than $100. You're going to be able to find somebody that charges less than that in your area. I mean, think about it. We, as the provider, are going to give you the same medical card no matter if we're independent providers or if we're working for big national brands. So why pay more if you're getting the exact same medical card? And we, as the providers, we're only taking about 20 minutes to do one of these physicals, depending on if we need to run extra tests or anything like that. So for 20 minutes of our time, plus the 10 minutes that you're in our waiting room filling out our paperwork, anything more than $100 seems unreasonable to me. Okay, so next, let's talk about insurance. Is there any way to get your private health insurance, if you've got Blue Cross or United or Humana or any other health insurance company, is there any way to get these companies to pay for your DOT physical? Now, unfortunately, and this is a question we get asked a lot in our offices, there is no insurance at this time, no private insurance that is going to cover the cost of a Department of Transportation physical, and that is across the board. So at this present time, as the posting of this video, insurance provides no coverage. This is all an out-of-pocket expense, unfortunately. All right, so finally, let's talk about a couple different ways you may be able to actually get your DOT physical done cheaper. So let me use my office as an example, Easy DOT Physicals here in the Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky area. We offer two types of discounts to drivers. So number one is we charge $85 across the board. That is what our Department of Transportation physical cost to get your medical card. But if a driver pays cash, we will actually discount $20, so it becomes $65 in our office. So pretty substantial savings, and a lot of independent companies will do this. So it never hurts to call up, ask how much their DOT physical costs, and then just ask if they have a cash discount. Number two, we will also discount $20 off of that $85 price if we have a contract with the company that you work for. So let's just say that company XYZ Trucking has a contract with our office to send their drivers to us. We will give that company a discounted rate. So again, it becomes $65. Again, a substantial savings. It never hurts to ask about that as well. And then finally, a way that you can get your DOT physical done for free is if you work for a company that actually pays for you to get the DOT physical done. And some companies do that as well. Definitely check with your company. All right, so I hope that was informative and helpful. Share this with other drivers you might think would find it useful, and definitely consider subscribing to this channel. Hit the bell icon next to the subscribe button because I'm putting out new videos whenever the Department of Transportation changes these standards. All right, drivers, stay safe.